Hello and welcome to our channel, Loving Handcrafts by BMW. This is Brenda. So I'm going to do the next project. This is one of my favorite projects of all time. It is making this little mini 3x4 notebook with 3 dividers, pockets, tabs, journaling cards, whatever the recipient needs. These were my biggest hit for Christmas, because I gave out a lot of these as gifts to a lot of family members. Just when I needed a last minute gift, I could give them out, and they make great stocking stuffers. But I need to replenish my supply. But this is the model. This is what I did not give out. So this is what I'm going to create today. And I do believe I have a video on my channel walking you through how I made this. This is not my creation. Tell you up front, did not come up with this. I just saw it on YouTube and thought, wow, what a great way to use my pattern paper, and particularly any pattern paper that's in a set like this. So this is what I'm going to use from scrapbook.com. I'm absolutely in love with these pattern papers, so I'm going to use them today. So I'm going to show you how to make the notebook. I'm going to set these aside. Oh, let me just walk you through the papers because I've already used some of them, but they're double-sided, some solid paper pattern, and then they have coordinating patterns on each side. I really love it. I got it in this makes great card panels, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then also I went back and got the 6 by 8 set, and I might go back and get another set of these because this is like really my, like, it's got everything. If you like florals, you've got florals. If you like solid with like a halo ink blended feel to it, besides the ombre paper pack from scrapbook.com, this is like my second favorite one. All right, put that aside. Oh, you don't need that. That's another project. So I kind of went ahead and did a lot of the prep work beforehand. So for the tags, because they're two-sided, I'm going to keep them. They're kind of thin to me because I already have some cut out in white. And usually I'll take this pattern paper and put it on top. But because it's two-sided, I'm not going to do that. It's not as thick as this one, because this one is basically, this pattern paper was one-sided, so I just backed it with the white. But I'm going to keep it like it is. So I'm going to leave that there. Okay. So I got 3 tags for pullouts, journaling cards, whatever they want to use it for. I just like the tags. So my chipboard, oh, where's my notes? Okay, I have my notes out, but now I'm missing my notes. Okay, here we go. Okay, so you will need 2 chipboards for the front and back cover, and the chipboards are at 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. So that's the size of the chipboards. Let's see. For the cover, so that's for the divider. For the cover, the front cover, this is the only thing I didn't cut out because I'm going to cut it on camera. For the cover, this is that big, oh, this is the orientation. Let me make sure I got the orientation right. Okay, because the flower is pointing down. This is 6 by 8. So I'm going to cut this down for my front cover, which is going to be, excuse me, 4 by 5. So I need this to be a little bit, the front cover to be a little bit larger than the chipboard, so it can wrap the chipboard. Okay, so that's that. I've already cut down my inside covers. So my inside covers, and these are my little scratchy notes. This is to cover the inside of the chipboard is you need 2 3 by 4. And so basically what I did was I cut this down, so it's got pattern on the back, but I wanted the solid color. So I cut it down from 6 inches side and cut it in half. So that was just me making sure I don't waste my paper. And then for the divider, you're going to need 3. Oops, did I not do the divider? I thought I did that. Oh, here it is. You're going to need 3 of these, right? So I've already cut out 2, and I cut out the other one. I'll show you how that looks like. I have so I'm going to do some pockets. So I'm going to have some side pockets. I'm sorry, some, yeah, log strips, I guess you'd call it. Oh, I forgot to cut that out too. Like, here's like my side pocket. So those are the triangles. Do I have another pocket? Yeah, okay, so side pocket there. I have a little band pocket here, and that's 1 by 3. We'll do a belly band, and then that's 1 inch by 3. And then I have my tab punch for my dividers. I just use the colors and just punch them out. Then I got my wire, and then I think I'm going to cut this out of one of the solid colors, and I'm just going to use this that says notes to cover up the front. And then for the paper inserts, these are, I say 4 by 6. Yeah, 4 by 6 index cards that I got from the dollar store. And then I have a stack cutter, and I cut them by 3 by 4. And then I have what should I have 4 sections, so 10 each. So these are just my thing. Okay, inserts for the notepad. And then to make the magic happen, I'm going to use my Multi Cinch to bind everything. So this makes quite a lot of noise, so I won't do this on camera. It's really, 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 really noisy, but I'll do one so you can kind of get the idea. And then I'll come back once I finish. No, I'm sorry, I'm not going to come back. I'm going to come back at the end once I finish punching everything, which I forgot to do beforehand. But for this, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, remember, this is the Multi Cinch. If you're not familiar with it, these little cartridges come out, and I have the square, I have the circle, I have the spiral, and the disc. And then I'm going to put I don't know if you can see it, but it's 4 and 4 inches. I'm going to slide this right in between the 4, right up against there, like right there. And I'm going to get 6 holes. I'm going to push this way, and then I'll get a perfect thing. So I got to do that too. Okay, but let's do the cover and then the divider. For my chipboard, I just like it. One day I got nothing to do, I'll just run these through my Cricut and have the Cricut cut out the chipboard, and then I just put it in here and replenish my supply. So I do that several times when I have nothing to do, and then I do the same thing with this. I just go ahead and start using my stack cutter from Memory Keepers or Makers or whatever the hell they call themselves, and I have a stash. So when I'm ready to put together a notebook. It's just a matter of me picking a pattern paper and doing the things. Let me finish on my divider, since I thought I was going to do the cover, but let me do the divider. And maybe I'll punch those out too. Okay, so for the divider, I'm going to use this guy. If I can get it in the camera. See if I can get it all on camera. I got stuff everywhere. I'm trying to stay organized. Okay, so I have my notes. So I'm going to cut this at 4 inches, right? That makes sense because my divider is 3 by 4. And my little cheat sheet over there. So I'm going to cut this on the 8-inch side. Boop, boop. Okay, yep, I just double check that at 4 inches. Okay, cool, got one. Then I'm going to turn it because I'm going to score it at 3 inches along the 6-inch side. And if it feels like I'm moving slow, it is because I am. I don't want to waste my paper. Okay. Now, yeah, so I'm going to score it on this side. If I wanted the pattern paper to show, I'd score it on the pattern paper side. But I'm going to score it at the solid side. Okay, so there we go. And I'm going to turn around and do it that way. And then just, now I got 3 dividers. And then this is the orientation that, well, we'll just check that out. Let's make sure. Okay, this is the orientation that I want them to go in when I put them in the cinch. Because what I'm going to do, and then I got to notch these, is glue this and close it, and then the cinch will close this side. I just didn't score it right. I knew I was going to do one of these, but it'll be all right. Okay, so that's the divider, and then I am left with another one, so I'm going to just go ahead and get it prepped. And I usually do it like this. Typically, I don't even score it. And then you're left with another divider that I can use in another project. I really like the 6x8 for this, just for this reason. But I'm not going to use this one, so I don't want to get confused and lay it to the side. So basically my idea for this is I'll have that solid one in the middle. So when you flip through, you got a nice pretty pattern, the solid, and then the pattern. All right, let's do the front cover next. I'm more confident with my cutting than ever before, like ever before. Okay, so where's my notes on that? Chipboard. Okay, over here. Let me lay these out. I'm known to get scatterbrain. Okay, so this has got a pattern, so I got to be really careful. So this is the 8-inch side, so I'm going to cut it at 4. Trust the process. I'm trusting myself that I figured this out. And I have to trust and believe in myself that I got this all figured out. Okay, so that's the 4, right? This is the pattern, so I'm going to make sure I turn the pattern. And this is the 6-inch side, so I need to cut this down to 5. If I've done it right, inches. Let's see. And I need to do both of these because I need a front and a back. Ugh. See, I'm never sure about the cutting. Oh well. See, I didn't get it exact, but it'll be okay. It'll be okay. And then I need to cut this down to 5 inches because I want to do both of those at the same time. Cut it down to 5 inches. Okay. Okay. I hope I did it right. Yep, that looks right. And that looks right for the pattern. Okay. All right, let's see. Time will tell. Great belly band. All right, let's put that away. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. So, yep. Do I want that? I'm just making sure the orientation of the flowers look right. Okay. Which one do I want? This is definitely going to be the back. So this is going to be my front. So I'm going to flip that over. And then I'm going to stick it in here. I'm going to center this. And then, yep, that should work. And then this will cover that. And it's matching. Okay, so first things first. Just making sure I am still in frame. I don't know why my thing is way over there. First things first, let's get these covered. So I'm going to use, I have some tape runner, so I'm going to use a little bit of both in my liquid glue. So let's bring my glue over here. Move these over here. So I'm going to cover everything first. I like to work on my front covers and get the covers out the way. Then I'm going to switch, work on my dividers and get those glued up. Then put everything together and then punch, 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 hole punch, and then put it all together. And oh, I'm sorry if I didn't say anything. Where's my? I'm using a white wire. And this is the memory takes a 3-to-1 pitch for their wire, and I don't remember the size of the wires. All right, so I'm gonna glue this up, and oops, I was supposed to put some tape runner in here, but that's fine. I'll use it for the inside. I'm gonna do my the best that I can to center this in here, so I can have it even all the way around. But as you know, as you've heard me say, I'm not the best at centering, but I do my best. Okay, and then I usually use my brayer and spray stuff because I love the sprayer. Okay, yep, that's good. And I'll do the same thing with this one, and then I'm gonna use this doodad to make all my cuts. So I'm looking at the orientation again. That looks great. So all I'm gonna do is flip it over. I'm just not gonna bother with that. Put my glue on all of this. I don't think I have my bone folder out either, but I have one, so we're good to go. Put that up in the corner. You can kind of eyeball it. So the idea being is that I have just to wrap the chipboard. And quite frankly, I don't make a big woo-woo about how much this is going to be wrapped. Is it going to be 1 inch, 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch? I really don't stress out about it. I just want it to be enough to wrap around the chipboard. And I got my chipboard off Amazon. I don't know what weight it is. I just got chipboard. All right. I'm going to use this little book doodaddy thing. And I think we've had this conversation before. You can cut it with your scissors, but I like this one because I get consistent all the way around on all 4 corners. So I like to cut out the excess so I can fold it in. And I just use a finger blade. But you don't have to get this doodaddy. You can use your scissors and just leave enough with the scissors. I've never wanted to try it with the scissors, but that's just my personal preference. All right, so if you cut it with your scissors, you need to leave about that much room to fold it in. Some people have that eye, you know, we've had that conversation before. They have a good eye on depth perception, and they're just born with it, or practice enough, or you do it enough that you kind of know. Like humans, you know, we make trial and error. So you do a lot of these, you kind of know the rhythm. But I really, really, really like this. And I like the multi cinch, although the cuts are not as clean. But I do have the big cinch, which I usually end up binding with the big cinch so that I can use more. Because I accidentally purchased the wrong size wires. And then I was like, oh, well, I don't want to waste my money. And I want the option if I wanted to do bigger wirebound notebooks, that I just went ahead and got the big cinch too, not the multi cinch or the mini cinch, the big hunker. So I could use different size wires, even on these mini notebooks. If I wanted to expand this to have 4 dividers, not 3, or you know, add extra stuff, I could. And I think I'm going to go back because in this book, I kind of like having this page. So if you were writing something on here, if you open the book, you don't actually see your handwriting. So it gives you a little bit of privacy. I'm going to add that. I forgot to cut that out. So I'll make sure I add that and show you. And I'm going to pick my favorite papers. But no, I didn't give a lot of thought to the patterns inside the dividers. I just picked stuff that I thought would go together. And the beauty about having these coordinated paper packs is that you don't have to overly think if it's going to match, or do the colors match, or does this match, because everything matches. That's what it was designed for, so I really like that. Now, have I made my own pattern paper? Absolutely. Use my print and cut feature on my Cricut and was able to do a lot. So what I'm going to do next, so now that I got them all cut, and still making sure they're all in the right orientation. Sure, I'll be flipping them around. Okay, yeah, I like that one. Okay. So I'm going to take this and just cover it over. So I'm going to do this, mint tape, do it like this. It's one of my favorite activities, y'all. One of my favorite things. Then I'm going to take my bone folder, just crisp that up. I'm going to go ahead and do this thing. After you see me do this, I'm just going to continue on. It'll make for an interesting video. But, I mean, it's not that. And another content creator on YouTube worked out the dimensions, so I get the benefit of using all those dimensions. And I think I want to make another one. I might end up doing another one, but I know I want to use my thermal cinch. I haven't brought that pad boy out, so we're gonna do a thermal cinch project. I haven't used that in a while. All right, so there you go. You got both of those folded over. Again, just checking the orientation. Nope, I like it this way. Really do. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take my glue. I'm going to make sure I get all the corners. And I'm going to fold it over again. And I'm just going to use my bone folder to press that in there. Okay. You can do this with the corners. But I'm going to turn around and do the other long side, and then I'll do the short sides. And I just make sure I get a nice beaded glue, get some contact in there. Fold it back over. You can do it like that, crisp up that side. Do it like this. Okay. Then I'll do the short sides. When I found out you can make your own notebooks and you don't have to buy them, and then when you can use your print and cut features, if you can't find a pattern paper you like, print then cut, print your own sayings, print your own covers. I was in hog heaven, man. I mean, that is just absolutely the best. Alright, that's one front cover. This is the back. Do the same thing. I was in hog heaven. I was like, oh my gosh, I can make my own notebooks. And then oh, sorry. Try to do one at a time. And then you can use your print cut or use a pattern paper, or if you have a 12 by 12 pattern paper pack and you got stuff left over, you can use that as your scraps and make all this stuff. You got a collection, like a whole kit, like from Echo Park. Can you imagine how many books you could get out of that with one pack from Echo Park, or whoever sells all the collections with the stickers and the cut aparts and all the coordinating paper? Oh my goodness. You didn't want to create your own. And then there's some things I couldn't find. Like I made a teacher's notebook the other one day for someone as teacher gifts. Oh, that didn't hold down. I'm telling you, man. If I was still had school age children, teacher gifts, perfect. This makes perfect teacher gifts. The beginning of the year, end of the school year. All your kids can have your personalized notebooks for your children. Whew, baby. All I got is grandkids. And my grandkids are no longer kids. My grandkids, my two granddaughters, they're in their 20s. No, one is still in high school, I'm sorry. I've got nieces and nephews though, but they're in another state. Okay, that's that. All right, and see how that coordinates? Oh, that's going to be fabuloso. Fabuloso. It's beautiful. And that's what those 3x4s will do for you. So I will be using, now you could opt to use this side. If you want it to make it different, you can do it like that. But I'm going to keep them the same because I really like that gray. And it looks like it's ink blended and got some shadows. So I'm going to use the gray on both. But you do you. You do you. This one I am going to put in a little tape runner. And I'm also going to use liquid glue. I like a little bit of both. It's not necessary. You can do one or the other. But I like doing this way. And I'm assured that if the liquid glue don't catch it, then the tape burner is going to keep it from rolling up. And what you want to do is just get it centered as best you can so it'll look pretty nice all the way around. Doesn't have to be perfect, but centered as best you can. And that was a little too high up. And sometimes you have to get down in there.
Yeah, right.
Oh, there's Willie. Okay. There we go. That looks good. That looks I'm satisfied with that. Then I'll do the same thing with this. I always said I was going to do that sign that says filming in progress. Willie. Maybe I can convince him to come in and be my special guest. He hasn't come in and done a project with me in a while. Now, he's got an artist soul, I tell you, with the color and everything. He has got a true artist soul. You can't pin him down long enough to get him in, or try to pin him down. Okay. So those are the covers. That's the orientation I want to keep them in, but those are the front covers. Okay, let's talk dividers next. I'll lay those to the side. See, I know it's going to do this. I'm trying to stay organized. And I don't know where my dividers are. So the key with the dividers, look, if there were snakes, they would have bit me. The key with your dividers is you want to go ahead and get everything glued down before you cinch, because you want your, when you and cut your hole punches, because you want, depending on the lay of the land, like this is like a slip, a tuck, you want these to be punched at the same time. I have forgotten to do that. And quite frankly, I've forgotten to close the flaps on these. So I'm going to do that now while I'm thinking about it. You want to put a fine bead of glue on the bottom just to close the bottom of the divider. And I have forgotten to do that. And I try to tell myself to do that every time. It's not quite 100%, but it'll be all right. I'm not going for perfection. I'm not the Borg, where they're seeking perfection. Can you use tape runner? Yes, but I don't want to inhibit the sliding, and I'm going to notch these two. I got a notch for that. Usually when I forgot, so I'm going to stick this. I'm going to show you how I get my notches in the same spot all the time. All right, and then that's just a really thin piece of glue, thin. Like I said, your orientation when you go to punch is this way into the cinch. So the binding wire and becomes your stop. So you don't have to glue that down, that side down. Usually when I do these, I'll show you what I do to get my notches in the same spot. I forgot to do it while I had it out. So I'm going to show you what I do. But you don't have to do what I do. If you can eyeball it, go for it. So I usually will get in here and put it here, and then I'll put, it's 3, 1.5. I'll put a little, I can use this. I put a little bitty score mark right there, just a little. Can barely see it. Let me do the other one. I can barely see it since this is 3 and it's 1.5. Yeah, can put it right there. Try to do a little score mark right there, right? So when I'll take care of it. Then I make sure I have it in all the same spots, you know. I'm not guessing and eyeballing it. It's just for me, just as a safety measure. But you can skip this. Oops. You can skip this if you want. You don't have to do this step. Okay. Now for this this work board, it does have a notch that you can use to notch out your to notch it out, but it doesn't do a very big neat notch. You can use your punch a circle punch to do your notch, but I got this one. I'm not sure where I got it from, but I'm going to use this one to notch. So let's do that. And then see how I got that little thing? It just lets me know as long as I'm in here. And you can kind of turn it over because you can see it on the back side. As long as I'm like right in there. I don't know if you can see the little mark right here. But I just try to get it lined up with that line. Whoops. Okay, Brenda. Lined up the V. All right. Having a hard time, so let me switch back. And come on. Well, no, it's not notching. Are you not going to notch? Really? That's how you want to play me? Alright. That's how you want to play me, huh? Let's see if I can do it this way. I'm trying to get it to come in. And I'm trying to push the button down. But I want to make sure I get that, at least get that score line like in the V. Let's see. Ow. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. So let me just put it on here and do it the best I can. Okay, yep, that'll work. Okay, so I'm trying to just aim for the in there. Just stop moving. Okay. And do this last one. Now you can do whatever you want to do on this. You can ink blend it, smudge it up, do whatever, grunge it up, do whatever. But now I got my notches done. And then the next step is to decide. So that's one set. That would be the other set. That would be this set. And then that's the last set. So that's how it's going to go. And then back side. All right, front side. So see how it's coming together? And the chipboard is just a little bit bigger than the inserts. Okay. So here's where I'm going to decide what I'm going to do. This is the front. So I like this. So I'm going to put I put pockets everywhere, but that's just me. So I'm going to put a pocket here. A side pocket. So a little triangle. Reminds me of a toast point. Because I like that stripe. I'm going to stick it right in the corner. And the reason I'm doing it now, so I don't have to worry about when I cinch something. All right, so that's the first half. And then I'll put the little tags on there. That's that one. Then this is my, I thought I had it in the wrong spot. Whoops. Okay, this is this one. Do the polka dot, and that's going to be a belly band. Nope, not enough contrast. There we go. Belly band right there. So for the belly band, you just glue it on both sides. This is 1 by 3. This is 1 inch by 3. And that'll be my belly band. And then if I want to put something on the other side, I will when I figure out if I have anything left over. If you want to decorate both sides with a band or a pocket or whatever, whatevers, you can do that as well. Moved, so stay in place. Okay, so that's that. This one, I think I want to do, oh, that's going to be pretty. This is 1 by 4. Do one of these little tucky things. And I'm going to just glue it right on 3 sides. But not at the front, not at the top. Let's make sure I got enough glue. So I'm going to stick it right here. And so you can kind of see where you want to get these in first. Okay, that's that. Yeah, that's that. Take that over here. So I got a belly band there. I'm going to do a pocket, but I think I'm going to do a stripe pocket right here. Boop, boop, boop. Another side pocket. And then that's what the beauty of, you do all that prep work up front, get all this mess, and then you can cut out, and then you got options, you get decisions you can make, you got all kind of, you can do all kinds of stuff. Then side pocket. I don't know. I'm just putting it in there because I got enough to do the next side. So you can decide if you want to put something on the back. I did a pocket in the front, a side pocket in the front. That's a stripe, so I'm going to use the solid. And I want it to go that way. Okay, so I got 3 things left. So I we'll go ahead and do the other side of the folder. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do any of this. But it's your preference. I like to do both sides of the folder, the dividers, I mean, only because I can, and I cut everything out. So that's my front. So I've got a belly band here. This is the direction. So let me make sure. Okay, belly band. Yep. Okay. And so if I got a belly band here, I will do a tuck. And now you can look at the colors. Don't know. Kind of like the stripe on this side. Okay, so we'll do a stripe. I'm letting the pattern dictate where I put stuff. And just a thin bead of glue around two sides. And stick it in the corner. So now I got a belly band and then the side pocket there. Love that color. So if I do a side pocket, I got a tuck here. I'm going to do a belly band here. Boop, boop. You could have did all side pockets. You didn't have to do a band. You could do whatever you want. And on a belly band, you only do the two sides, so you can slip things in. Yep. Like that polka dot. I'll crumb, let it slide. Being persnickety, y'all. It's not that serious. Okay. Yep. That takes care of that. And then for this, I'll just do, and this is like my favorite one, so I will make sure I'm doing it on the right side. Go along this edge. Go along the three sides, so just the three. Okay, now the only thing left to do, I'm going to finish that up. You're going to watch me struggle, just going to watch me struggle, is to do the tabs. I thought I had three. Oh, here it is. To do the three tab dividers. Okay. You're going to watch me struggle. I always struggle. Okay. And that's one of the reasons you want this to be a little bit bigger than your chipboard. Okay. So what I have found for my brain, you do your brain and you do you, but this is what I find for my brain. I like to do the center one first. So now it's deciding which one to do. I like this for symmetry. So that's going to be the center one. So what I end up doing, if I can remember how I like to do it, this didn't quite get it. Why are you like that? So I want this one. I want this one. Okay, so what I end up doing is doing the first and the last and do the middle. And I'm going to put tape runner on this and do it on both sides. This is my first one, and this is kind of the dot tape runner, so I can kind of lift it up and move it out the way. So this is how I do it. Okay, got that all bedded down. Then I do the last one, just this one, and then I try to get this one in the center to be the thing. So and I know there's other ways of doing it, but this is what works for me over time. I tried to do a template and I screwed that up. So I was like, okay, not gonna do that. I just got to figure out how to make it work in my brain. Even though this is permanent tape runner, you can kind of reposition it for a minute. I got it. Just get that up so I won't make everything sticky. Okay. And if you do make it sticky, I have a adhesive remover. So this is how Brenda does it. Okay. So I got the bookends. So now I stick my middle one in, and then I try my darndest, like darndest to get it centered in between the two tabs. I don't say I'm always successful, but I try my darndest to get it to work. And then this is the only way I've gotten it to work in my head before I commit. Like, I need to move this over just a tad, just a smidge. And that's why I'm using the tape runner, not the liquid glue. So I'm gonna, do I need to move it over a little? Is that good? Does that look good? Let's move it just a tad. Oops. Sorry, y'all can't see me. I apologize. All right. Then I'll commit, and then it is going to be where it is. That's the only way I got it to work in my head. But it took me a minute to get there. Right? There you go. And then it's not, it's spaced good enough, right? It's spaced good enough. So that's how I did it. Now I got all these all screwed up. So let's just recount them. I'm going to recount them. They're 10 sheets of between each divider. 2, I knew I was going to do that. 4, 6, 8. All right. I've already showed you how to, I knew I was going to do that. 2, make sure. 4, 6, no, I didn't have it. 8, 10. All right. I'll be back. Oh, yeah. Here's the little, now this is the whole thing. And I'll do this at the end. And then you just slip that in there. Put something in there they want. But that's how that goes. I'll be back once I get everything sorted. And I'll put it all together. Okay. So I am actually done. I went ahead and punched everything. So I punched the cover, if you can see that, with 6 holes. I actually punched like a cover page. And I went ahead and punched all the all the dividers and the individual pages. So this is what the book looks like before I wire bound it. But I wanted to come back and show you that before I put it all together. And the reason you put all your stuff together, but yeah, it doesn't. Multi Cinch and the Mini Cinch doesn't cut as clean as I like, but it's good enough. Is because you want to get these things punched so that they punch, and when you do the hole punches, they all punch together, and then they can be cinched together like that. Okay, and then the good news about putting the tabs in, and before you put the book together and punch it, is that this tells you which way to stick the paper in direction, so that you make sure you don't punch these sides of the dividers. Okay, the last thing to do is wire bound this. I won't do it on the but I'll bring it in and I'll show you what you would do. Okay. So this is your wire, and it's got, I counted out from my long wire 6 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because I know I was going to have 6 holes. All right. Now when you punch your back cover, so you move your back cover to the front and you flip it over this way, and then when you wire bound it, when you turn it back over, it'll be on the right side. I've already done that. I just know from practice to do that. All right, so here's my back cover. I'm just gonna put it all together. Here is my insert. Whoops, I missed one. I missed a couple. Like that. Here's my divider. That's divider 1. And I'm coming from the back side. My second divider. My last divider. Final one here. And then here's the, so you get 40 pages. My nice cover plate, so you won't see that. And then the front cover. Okay. You don't have to do it that way. And then I'm going to bind it. But that's the book. And everything looks really beautiful. And it came together. It actually comes together fairly fast. Initially, when I started making these, I put all the dimensions in the Cricut design space, especially if I have 12 by 12 paper. I just let it cut it all out, or 8.5, you know, just cut it out. But as I've gotten more confidence in my skills, I'm a little bit more confident, so I just cut it out by hand. But I do either or. And then I will finally come back. Now you can put anything you want. You can create some ephemera. You can do all kinds of things for this book. You can go all out for this little mini notebook. But I will be right back to buy once I finish binding it. But if you were, okay, I'm not going to use this. But let's say you were, because I don't like the way it binds it. But you stick it in here all the way, get everything in the center, hold this book up, get this in here, and push this down. Okay, that's how you do it. All right, but I will be right back. All right. Okay, I am actually done. I did a lot off camera. I apologize. I just don't have enough room. So when I cinched it, I made sure that I cinched with the back on top. So when, and the little lines will be in the inside. And so when you close the book, you won't see the lines on the back. But that's a personal preference. You can do whatever. All right, so this is what it looks like. And now I'm going to decide, I think I like the polka dot here. Put that in there. And I will put some tulle on top so people know that they're there. I will put this one here. That looks pretty good. Like I said, if you have some ephemera, some quotes, or some scriptures, you can stick in your things in here. And then for the last one, I'll use the solid brown. Okay, and then that's the book. And like I said, I'll put some little tools so they know it's up there. If you have favorite scriptures, you can put scriptures, quotes, inspirational thoughts. They can put inspirational thoughts. You can give them the things. You can give them, like, if you wanted to, in one of your tucks as a surprise inside of your pocket, you can give them some stickers so that they can decorate it. As a matter of fact, you could do a little small sticker sheet as an insert. You know, the sky's the limit, so that they have the little stickers with quotes. You can make your own stickers with quotes and do all kind of things as a decoration. I do have some butterflies that if you wanted, that would be cute once I stick this on here. Ooh. Okay, I haven't decided. I kind of sort of like if I do this, I can do this in this color, but I also thought about doing it in gold. But if I put the butterfly on here, wouldn't that be great? And I mean, they technically could have attached that and that would have got, but I'm going to do it like that. Or if I do it like that, I could put the butterfly in the corner. But I can also use the gold foil. What you guys think? What do you think? I think I like that. And I think I like having that butterfly there. Turn it this way, that way. I don't know if I have a solid one, but I'll try it without a solid one. I don't know what happened with it. I had some gold scraps around. Might have used all of it. I think I used all of it. Okay, so this is some holographic paper from scrapbook.com. I thought I was going to do silver, but then when I dropped that butterfly on there, I'm thinking, no. Oh, here it is, gold. I thought I was out, but here we go. Let's try with the gold. I think it'll pop. I think it'll give it just enough contrast. So I'm going to cut this out. If I don't like it, I'll have it for another project. And if you've made it, if you've made it this far, please, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment. I hope I've inspired you guys to pull out if you have a cinch and you haven't used it in a while, and you have I'm sure as crafters we have a hoard of paper, especially pattern paper. Get out and use it. This is my new, I don't know if you remember, if you've been with me for a while, you know I had a little Altenew mini die cutting machine, and I was struggling with it. But I got this little Scout from Spellbinders Platinum. I really, really love it. I kind of sort of wish, yeah, I got this one from, I didn't get the Gina K one. I got this one from Spellbinders, so it kind of works. So this is the sandwich. And I thought I got a magnetic mat for this Scout. I'm going to go back and look for that, but you know, got to do what my budget allows me. So I'm just going to cut this out. It cuts beautifully. I am used to Gina K, so I wish her little one had the little bells and whistles where you could dial in the platforms, but she doesn't. So I got this one, and I'm thoroughly loving it. It's called the Platinum Scout, and it's pink, and I think, or it's not that petal pink or whatever they have, but it's pink enough for me. Oh, that's going to look pretty nice. Especially bringing in that gold from the butterfly. Okay, yeah, because I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna have to pull out my Cricut and do something with it because I don't have anything. Now if I wanted to go across there, but I think I like it like that. Don't know, what do you guys think? I kind of sort of like it straight across. Actually, it reads better. I think I can make it work. I think so. What you think? What you think? Like it that way? Nope, I like it this way. I'm gonna have to do it straight across. All right, so let's do this. I like it. I like it. But I have my little, here we go. Put that on there. I like it. I think it's gonna make it pop. You don't have to use the foil. You can use something else. I was gonna use the pink. As a matter of fact, if I had thought about it, I could have used the pink again and just did notes across the top. But we'll be good. We'll be good. I'm making sure I get the loopy loop. Okay. So now I'm going to stick it a little up. I'm going to put it right over here. Move it up. I think that's going to be just fine. Now you could double it up to make it a little bit thicker, but I think I'm going to leave it just like that. Then I can stick the butterfly right there. I think that's darling, what you think? Oh, Lord, have mercy. It's just too stinking cute. Too stinking cute for me. It's just too stinking cute. I want the butterfly. Yeah. Bring it back up a little. Right underneath that S. Tuck it in right there. That's too stinking cute. I'll just use this black. And we, just like that, have a notebook. Oh, now I kind of wish I had some gold colored tulle. Okay, I feel like a crafting trip is coming. Like something that's gold to kind of match, tie it all in. I think that's too stinking cute. Oh no. Now, if you get glue on your letter, you can just rub it off on your, because it is kind of mirrored. I think that is too cute. I'm sorry, I keep looking at stuff. Okay, so I've already told you, you know what to do. The call of action, support the channel, like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time with my next notebook. I'm having too much fun, so I might do a notebook next week too. I'm not sure what, but I'll pull it together. Talk to you later. Oh, I forgot I have the white one too. Sorry. Just let me go.